Hi, welcome to the Business Break podcast. I'm Andrew Allgaier, and today we've got an interview with Taylor Shupe, who started up a company called ISIS Day. And so he's going to tell us a little bit about running a product business. So let's go on in. Yeah, this is our shelves. We have a product that we need to send out right away that's already been inspected, ready to go. We have shelves back there as well that has our memory foam and neoprene covers, as well as on the bottom you have the skins, the MacBook skins. And here are keyboard jimmies. We have in the two different cubby holes. Then we have other boxes around of these as well. You know, I think that all of us, you know, whether you're an employee or an employee somewhere, you see those inefficiencies all the time in your business, and it just takes that kind of leap of faith to go out there and see what you can do, and you know, put your ideas and your creativity into your own business. I think the hardest thing for me to jump off was the actual the money I needed for the inventory that I was going to build my business with. I think that was huge because it was all my savings basically, and it was like, hey, do I go out there and try to get loans from people, you know, to try to start this up? Because I saw an industry where margins were large, where most of people, my competitors, were going through middlemen in China that were, you know, upping the cost at least 50% from what I could get it at. And that big leap was, hey, am I willing to invest in myself, and am I going to put forth that effort to make my company succeed? Johnny Roselle, the head of sales, as well as my partner, and he's just continually packaging, moving the packaging from here out into these plain envelopes, bags, so that you don't have that screwed up sticker on there. Oh. And you know, what sucks about doing, you know, production errors is like each bag costs me about 40 cents, and then you know, shipped. And then when you get these stickers screwed up on them, you know, and they look like this sideways, and you get the errors on them, and it's almost, you know, you just gotta toss them basically, because to take these things off, you need, you know, some Goo Gone or some other product that, you know, it's gonna make it smell, and it's gonna be a problem. You can't really stick a sticker over it. It looks pretty ghetto. Yeah. So, you know, we have 7,000 of those things, which are just gonna be tossed. That sucks, dude. It sucks. So product industries, you know, I think to be an entrepreneur, you have to have good ideas. You have to be creative. You have to be an innovator. You know, to be a successful entrepreneur anyway. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs, they have ideas, and you know, but they don't know how to implement them, or they don't know how to work very well. And being an entrepreneur, you have to go out and you have to sell yourself, whether it's product or service, big time. And that's what I've discovered. I still go out all the time to stores personally and visit them. And I mean, not to say like I'm any big shot, because I'm not at all, obviously. But I think it's important to work really hard. Yeah. I think it's important to not be afraid and just go out there and talk with anybody you can. Always be selling yourself and selling your brand. And I think that's what has made us a success, because, I mean, when I started out, we started taking trips. And although it was a huge expense at first, flying to New York and flying to California and Oregon, these different places, but and then what I decided to do was I would purchase cars. I'd find really cheap deals from auctions, and then I'd drive them back instead of paying like $150 a day for a rental car plus mileage when you're going across regions one way. You know, I was actually making money on the back end, plus which paid for my trip in the first place. Plus I was getting into, on average, at the 3 trips I made, I got into 15 new stores each. Did you see the skins over here? So these are some of our skins that actually go on the MacBook to protect it. Oh, nice. It has a cutout, you know, for the Apple, so you can still show off your Apple. We have them in different designs. What kind of adhesive is that using? It's a double-sided adhesive. It's actually silk screen on the reverse side, so then you won't get any scratches on the silk screen. You won't get any bleeding if it gets wet. And then you got a double-sided, very high-quality PET adhesive that basically you put it on your computer, you can pull it off, and it won't leave any residue. I think that being an entrepreneur is the best education that you can receive. You can't learn what we're doing necessarily in business school. You can learn stories about people, you can hear it, but until you're actually out there and doing it, you really don't know, according to me, how to run a business without actually going out and doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree.
And so I think that's a huge aspect. I think that the education you get, the time that you're able to manage. I think that the skills that you learn is huge. That goes along with the education and being a leader. And I mean, all the time I learn, about mistakes and how I'm going to move past them. And I learn from these other failures that I have. Day to day, where I wouldn't get them if I was just an employee somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people just don't have what it takes. Like, you know what I mean? Like your analogy talking about, entrepreneurs as kind of mutants. I think that a lot of people are just dreamers, and it's going to be hard no matter what. I mean, there's people out there that have these ideas, but they'll never take that leap of faith. And it's not that. And I just think that they don't either have, they don't have the guts for it, and it's really hard to convince somebody like that to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, my words of encouragement would just be, hey, you'll have more success than you'll ever have being employed by somebody else in terms of education, in terms of the potential. I think the potential is a huge thing. I think you'll never have that. Yeah, you know what? You'll be able to sit back when you're 65, living off your pensions or, whatever, and live a comfortable life after 65. But you know what? You're never going to go out there and be able to reach what you could have become as an employee.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. I mean, you'll never be able to get there. And I think that everybody, my personal feeling is that everybody should go out and try to, put their talents and skills to the limit and try to become what, they've dreamt of being. This is our bathroom.
This is important.
This is very important.
This really shows what kind of company you are.
I know. This is what you're smelling right now, and that's what we need to spray constantly because this place really stinks.
We got some yellowness in there.
Yellowness. This will not go away no matter what. We've scrubbed and scrubbed.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then we got some good reading material. We are Fast Company and Ink subscribers.
Yes.
As well as entrepreneur subscribers. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Glad to see that.
Thanks. Get a lot of ideas from there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me take you back here to my desk. Signed up with us. It'll be on our next poster coming out in December. Pretty soon.
So this is the executive office, the suite?
This is the suite, man. These are just samples that we're getting made. We're doing a kind of patent leather retro look on our new bags. Just various samples, different washes that we've done, backpacks that we were just experimenting with. So I keep these up here just to keep some of my stuff organized. This is my computer, obviously Mac only. And yeah, so we're going pretty well. We started in January and we're in 75 stores now. So it's going pretty well. It's definitely a difficult, industry to jump into, and you have a lot of quality issues. It's copyable, which is hard because anybody can just steal your products. You can't really patent these things. But we are coming out with some new designs that hopefully will be patentable, as well as getting more into like the electronics and accessories side of things as well. You're right. I have hit those walls, where you're just like, man, I don't think I can do it. Like, this is just way too tough. And you just dealing with customers and dealing with the production when there's errors. I mean, you just think, man, there's all these sunk costs that you have to forget about, and it's hard.
Yeah,
it's really difficult. But at the same time, I think it's a lot more rewarding. And I think in the future, a business teacher of mine told me that you work like nobody else can for 5 years straight, as hard as you can, and then for the rest of your life, you'll live like nobody else will.